In this video, I'll show you how to solve the ALEKS problem called using a trigonometric ratio to find a side length in a right triangle. This problem is going to give you a triangle. It's going to provide you the value of one of the angles. There's also a 90-degree angle. It's going to give you one side length and ask you to solve for another side length. And to solve this problem, you're going to want to remember your trigonometric relationship, SOHCAHTOA. The sine of an angle is the opposite over the hypotenuse. The cosine of an angle is the adjacent over the hypotenuse, and the tangent of an angle is the opposite over the adjacent. SOHCAHTOA. Okay, so for this particular 48-degree angle, the angle that's been provided to me, this side, the one that's marked 5, that is the opposite side because it is the side that is opposite from the angle that I'm working on. Of the remaining two sides, one of them is the adjacent side and one of them is the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse is the longer of the two sides. So this is my hypotenuse. This is the adjacent. Although for this problem, we don't really need to worry about that. We're not gonna use that to help us solve this problem because the information that we have pertains to the opposite side, and the information that we're trying to figure out pertains to the hypotenuse. So we need a relationship between O and H, and that is given to us right here. This is the relationship that we want to use. So that means that the sine of 48 degrees is equal to our opposite side, which is 5, over our hypotenuse, which is x. We just need to solve for x. We can, if we want, we can start just by doing some algebraic manipulation, multiplying both sides of this equation by x, so that we get x times the sine of 48 degrees is equal to 5. And we could do even more algebra if we wanted. We could divide both sides of this equation by the sine of 48. And that gets us the x variable isolated immediately. X equals 5 over the sine of 48. Now we're going to need to use a calculator to solve for the sine of 48. When you're in your calculator, make sure that it is set to calculate in degrees, because our angle is given to us in degrees, not in radians. Every calculator is a little bit different. I'll show you how to do it with this calculator, but ultimately you're going to need to find settings in your calculator. And then in your angle measurement, you're going to want to make sure that your calculator is interpreting your angle measurements as degrees and not as radians. So once you get it set correctly, get the settings correct, I am going to input this 5 divided by the sine of 48. And I don't know why I wrote 5 there. That gives me an answer of 6.728 something. ALEKS wants this number to be expressed to the nearest tenth. The tenth is the first place after the decimal. So this is going to be expressed as 6.7.